Hello, welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Airfix's brand new tool, 1/72 Vickers Wellington Mk.1A/C. Now this particular kit we've been waiting for a while. Airfix have been dangling it under our nose for the last couple of years with some fancy CAD work and all the rest of it, and it does look stunning. And let's face it, we are well overdue this iconic overlooked bomber, shall we say, for quite some time, because let's face it, Matchbox, they used to do one, Airfix did one back, and really that was sort of it. We know Trumpeter have come along with some recently, but literally Airfix, if anyone's going to do it justice, it will be them. So hopefully they haven't let us down on this particular build. So on the box, to be honest, I only spotted this last night during one of our live shows. It was literally the guy on the wing and the story behind it. So if you look on the close-up on the artwork, this is actually a true event where, yeah, the aircraft is flying in the air, he is tethered, and he's trying to put out the flames on the bomber with a blanket stood on a wing. Okay, I know. Well, that's what happened in real life. So anyway, the story goes, it says down on here, on the night of July 7th, 1941, Sergeant Pilot James Allen Ward climbed through the Astrodome onto the wing of his damaged Wellington and attempted to smother an engine fire, finding both back the slipstream and the flames. He extinguished the fire and then climbed back into the aircraft. For this brave action, he was awarded the Victoria Cross. It says it all here. That is incredible. To think you just climb out of a bomber whilst it's flying along and try and put out the flames. Yeah, a true hero that night indeed. So anyway, beautiful box art representing that, nicely done. To be honest, it's that sort of electronic digital. I'd love to have seen that done as a proper, perhaps painting commission, things like that. But anyway, we've gone down that route. We've got a couple of markings you can see down in here, obviously the blurb on. Running around the box, you've got your kit number for this particular one is A08019. Okay, and then on here we've got the couple of wellies just down on here, as you can see. So for this one we've got number 75, which is New Zealand Squadron, which was in 7th of July 1941, and then we've got Arthur Robert, number 20 Squadron Training Unit, 1940. The aircraft, which was recovered in Loch Ness, is now on display at the Brooklands Museum, which I have seen. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So, usual thing, it is a sealed box, so we are going to have to delve in here to have a look. So we're just going to cut our way in. Open our way in here. So, usual thing with Airfix, one bag of sprues. Just pop that down out of the way, and we've got our instructions just here. Just the notes over. There we go. Okay, so usual thing on the front, we've got a little bit of blurb just down on here, and then working our way down, we've got some of the call outs. Now, very interesting, and I did hear about them doing this. You can see down in here where it's got the green sections. These are areas you don't have to put in if you don't want to. Odd. Different. I can understand the reason for saying it. I just don't understand the reasons for doing it, if it makes sense. Because if you've got the detail in there, I can understand little things like rudder pedals, stuff like that, if you don't get to see them. But when you're talking large interior pieces, such as bulkheads, seats, things like that, you would have thought you'd have popped them in anyway. But anyway, it basically says that you're not going to be able to see them from basically the outside of the fuselage. And this is going to be something we'll talk about a little bit later. But interesting to see they've listed those which aren't actually integral parts or seam parts in the actual kit. So, fuselage floor, and then obviously anything in green you don't have to put in, remember that, okay? But there we go, we've got bulkheads, seats, usual things, making up all the framework. So we've got the control system going down in there, and everything else onto the front end. All right, there's your decals and things. Okay, talking about opening up some holes and opening up various locations for the actual bomb bay and some of the aerials down underneath, all right? So you've got the option if you're going to have open or closed with the actual bomb bay. Again, oxygen bottles, things like that, racks being put in there, and then again you can see some of this detail through. Okay, and then obviously we've got the bottom go through. It is this very famous sort of wicker effect, almost interior or lattice work on the actual Wellington, being a fabric aircraft. Okay, and then obviously all the other parts going in, as you can see. So anything in red, important. Anything that's in green, not so. Okay, and then literally just working through the entire build, as you can imagine. Formers going in, bulkheads, walkways, very detailed interior right the way through. And then obviously we've got the actual nose turret mountings being put in there, and then we've got more oxygen bottles being fitted in. The wing spar being fitted through, going to be very important. And then obviously we've got the bomb bay for the closed position being fitted in there as well. Depending gear up and down, working with the actual engine nacelles themselves, putting in the framework for that, and those being mounted onto the aircraft at both sides. Lights being fitted, things like that for the wings. Okay, wing sections coming together, and then control surfaces, which does look they are posable, but not too much. But I should think you get some degrees of movement out of that one. And then the actual engine mounting plates being fitted down onto there, and obviously gear up if you're doing, or gear down with the gear being fitted in those, as you can imagine. Working our way around, the actual wings going into these wing spars, which hopefully will give you a nice good seal and hopefully take a little bit of weight as well, so that'll be nice on those. Tail wheel, up or down, usual thing. Control surfaces, so we've got the actual the tail, horizontal stabilizers, and then we've actually got the control surfaces all being fitted down onto those. Engines themselves, so some nice little details down in there. Looks like we just get open sort of cowl flaps on those. Okay, fair enough. And then you've got the bomb set being fitted down into there, and those being put in with the actual bomb racks being fitted through. And then the actual turret themselves. So we've got the front and rear turrets being fitted together. Some of the side plating going down in there, depending if you're having solid or glass, depending on the version you're doing, A or B. Okay, the Astrodome being fitted down there into the top as well. And then we've got some clear parts going down onto the sides. And then some more, depending on the versions you're doing, if you're going to have clear open parts or if you're going to have them covered up as well. Weight on wheels being shown as well, so that's a really nice touch of those going through. Exhausts being fitted down onto there, and then obviously some of the glass work, entry boarding ladder, and then we've got the props and spinners being fitted down onto the front just like that, both sides going on there. The actual aircraft's windscreen, again, nice option to have open or closed side windows down on there as well. Okay, and there we go. Looking very nice indeed. So, marking sheet we got down in here, we said before. So we've got this one, which is the New Zealand one. This is the one from the box art where the actual James Allen Ward put out the fire on the wing. So you can do that one, or we've actually got the one here which is down at Brooklands, which I've had the honour of seeing as well, which was recovered from Loch Ness in 1985. That's very nice indeed. So some nice interesting options on the decals. Speaking of which, decals themselves, nothing too fancy. You know, they don't look too bad. Again, different ones for the training unit. For obviously the training unit's got brighter markings than the actual common combat version as well. So nice, subtle differences there, but nice ones all nevertheless. Okay, the important bit, the plastic. So you just remove the blade just down in there. I'll put that out the way. So, okay, let's have the clear parts out of the way. So, straight down into here, and I think what we'll do is just bring in one of these cameras a little bit closer. There we go. Okay, so straight off the bat, as we can see, we've got some very nice details. Really, you know, obviously the most important thing of this is this ribbing texture right over this. And it certainly has got that. I'm just, you know, this is one of those things, I do not know this aircraft particularly well, and I'm just trying to work out what certain things are. So from my point of view, you see these little dots? I'm not sure what they are. Again, let's just get some tighter camera angles down in here. Now, you see these dots? Now, I'm assuming they're supposed to be there because they are in exact precise locations, but they don't go all the way through. But nevertheless, they are there, but I'm assuming they are part of it. But looking around at it, as you can see, beautiful work on this fuselage. Very nicely done, some very nice details on that with that ribbing. And then down on the inside, as we can see now, you're sort of hoping that all the ejector pins in amongst all this are all going to be tucked nicely out of the way, but I have a feeling some are going to show. But how much you're going to see of this inside is going to be debatable. But there we go, that is that fantastic sort of lattice work right the way through the actual, which makes up the strength and the body of the actual Wellington itself. So that's that one like that. I have to say there's no sink marks, there's no mismolds, which I know you shouldn't look for them, but yeah, after Airfix's recent problems, that looks very nice indeed. Okay, over to the wing section. So we've got the wing just down on here on that, and then again you can see probably on here, see it on the close-up, we've actually got that beautiful textured spars in there just like that. both top and bottom, so you can do loads of work with that all important stressed fabric over the surface. And then when you're looking down on these, as you can see, we've got various areas, that wing spar detail. There's nothing on the inside because we're not expecting it, but we have got this lineage again. Not sure what it is, but it seems to be everywhere. I'm sure it is something important because it's a proper, it's almost like Morse code. We'll have to check that. Perhaps that is actually Morse coding for that. So yes. Okay, so on the other sprue, it's not quite a match pair. We can see again, we've got that gorgeous wing detail, exactly the same on this, right the way through. And again, some more Morse codey thing just down in there. That's really odd that. You see it, catch it in the light? I'm going to check that in a minute. Okay, so down in here, got the center spar running through for the Bombay, and then obviously we've got the engine nacelle detail on there. Pretty nicely done. Some nice level of details on the inside as well. And actually the ejector pins are all quite shallow. There's nothing sitting high and proud and flashy and things like that, which we have seen from Airfix in the past. Okay, so this particular sprue here, we've got more of the actual engine parts and the control surfaces. So again, beautiful detail, very nice indeed. We've got those props, got the engines. Actually, they don't look too bad at all. It's a shame there's no proper veinage in them, but there we go. And again, blank side is blank side, and obviously Airfix's new way of doing these locating tabs, which, to be honest, are okay on this one. It worries me sometimes that you can hit sink marks from the other side of it, but there we go, those are in. The only thing I would say is some of the ejector pins here, maybe just want to give them a little bit rub. This one is sitting proud, and this one's sitting proud here. And the thing is, if I catch them in the light, there we go, you see them? If you marry them up and they're both together, it's going to cause a bit of a separation. So just make sure you sand them out. Okay, busy sprue. Lots of stuff going down on here. So again, no sign of any flash anywhere. There's a little bit of burring, but there's no mismolds yet, so that's very nice indeed. But you can see full sprue here with all the bits and pieces. So if we run around, we've got the gear, we've got the backs of the actual turrets, we've got the control panel, some of the gear from the inside, flight yoke, various things. We've got the wheels, very nice bulge weighted wheels as well. Some more of the bombs. Yeah, they're okay, but it is in the scale, you're quite happy with those. The guns as well, not too bad for the scale. And then running through, we've actually got the mounts for the actual turrets themselves. Tail wheel, some more instrumentation, very nicely moulded in. We've got the seats and some of these panels if you're going to have them glazed or open as well. And then on the blind side, nothing really much going on. Quite nice detail, a few little ejector pin marks here and there, but no problems at all with that. Okay, and then we have the actual Bombay. Again, very, very nice details on these. Can't really fault it anywhere. So just looking around again, nice stress texture. Gear doors in the closed position, those all important bulkheads if you're going to use them or not. Then we've got the exhausts, more control surfaces down here at the back. And again, quite nice because these bulkheads haven't got ejector pins stamped in the back of them. They're all pretty clear. There's the odd one or two, but some of the smaller parts, it's not just loaded with those. The oxygen bottles as well, they're very nicely done. Okay, last up, clear parts. Make or break. So far, so good. Okay. Looking very, very nice. Can't really see any problems with that. So, close-up look. Got the side windows depending if you're using them. We've got this one down in here, which obviously be the observation into the Bombay. Make sure the bombs are gone. Again. So we've got three types of canopies in here, so we're expecting other things, but we've got the closed type and the open type up here. Those all look very, very nice indeed. Got a little bit of wobble around in this, but most of it's very, very clear. The turret's looking very nice. Soft detail as they're sort of moulded in, so masking may be better go down a masking set route than trying to do it yourself. Okay, and this rear side windows as well. Actually pretty nice. Clear parts very nicely moulded, no real problems with them at all. The flat ones are crystal clear, to be honest. And again, in 70-second scale, you've got that natural thing of bulging and stuff like that because of obviously the scale effect. And there we have it. It looks stunning. My only criticism, and I know it's not Airfix's fault, it's just a personal one, is it's got so much gorgeous detail in this kit in the interior that you're never going to see. So I know why Airfix have done this thing of saying you don't need to put it in, but it is that thing. At the end of the day, you are paying for a lot of stuff you're not going to see inside, but it is beautiful. And if you're like me and you want to just recreate the aircraft top to bottom with all those gorgeous details inside that you know are in there that nobody else will ever see, then definitely you're going to do it anyway. But it is very nice to have what it looks like to be now the definitive Wellington. It looks like Airfix have done a fantastic job. As I say, I can't obviously comment on the build of it, but I am going to be building it in the very near future to keep an eye out on Flory Models to see this build and see exactly how it goes together. But for the meantime, I'd have to say it's a must-have kit.